Wagwan, my loves. This is Knowledge Butterfly. As always, sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance. I had already recorded this video, right? And you're gonna see in the video I post after this where I say, oh, I was about to get upset. I thought, you know, the video didn't record, but as I was walking back from the store, I saw the video was, you know, there. However, the video was there, but there was no fucking sound. So I'm re-recording the video, and I had to get out the house to record it because, you know, I wanted to make sure that I was out in nature and connecting to that same energy of the ancestors. So if you don't know, I did a video. First off, let me show you the dandelions. I showed you this in the first video, but I'm going to show you again. You'll know more about why I'm showing you this in the second video after this. But yeah, so you see these dandelions. I'm in a dandelion field. Dandelions all over the place. Dandelions, 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 dandelions. Just beautiful dandelions. And I talk about some of the benefits of dandelion in the video after this, so you can stay tuned and tune into that video to get more information on it. So this video is expanding on the number 44 and the number 444 as well, that number. So like I said, I've been receiving a lot of downloads, and I'm walking next to the street because I'm actually just gonna walk to the park, stay there for a little bit and come back, because today is July 4th and my family is coming. So we're gonna spend some family time together. And July 4th, today is the 4th, so dealing with the number 4. And then also 7 is 3 plus 4, so 3 is that Trinity, and then 4 is again dealing with the number 4. So if you haven't watched my video that I filmed before I was going to sleep, you need to check that out first before you watch this video, because this video is going to actually get a little bit deeper into that number, because more has been revealed to me. Actually, the ancestors were speaking to me all night and giving me information on that number, and I could not fall asleep. I know I didn't fall asleep till after 2, because I was just laying there and tossing and turning, and I would get up and whatever. So let's get into it. So in the video that I did last night, I talked about the number 44 and how that is tied to the number 8 as well, but it's tied to our building blocks. It's tied to the 8 cells that never change in our body, the spermatozoa and the oocytes. Now, I'm going to get into the oocytes a little bit. So the oocytes is where your mitochondrial DNA is, where the mother is, where that mitochondrial DNA is located. And we know that the mitochondrial DNA is our ancestral DNA lineage of our mother, and that's that DNA that really, you know, carries so many generations of our mother's lineage, right? So the oocytes, I wanted to bring that up, that mitochondrial DNA is stored there. Now, the ancestors revealed more information to me about 444. So if you see 444 on the clock, you can see numerous videos where people talking about that's the angel number 444. That means the angels are surrounding you, the angels are with you. But it's not giving you like anything more than that. And that's not to down those videos, because that is the truth, that is a part of it. However, we know that the number, for my video, I talked about how that's ancestor DNA, and that's the ancestors talking to you. Yeah, that means that yes, the angels, quote unquote, the angels, your ancestors, are communicating with you. But the 44 also has to do with following your divine plan, because you're following the divine plan of your DNA. Because your DNA, when you are conceived, and your mother and father's, the sperm come together and the egg come together and they become one cell. Okay, when it's fertilized, there's also another 4 besides the 8, the 4 feminine and 4 masculine, that make up the primordial cells. It's called ATCG. All right, the A stands for adenine, hence hear the 9 in there, adenine. The T stands for thymine, and the C is cytosine, and the G is guanine. And the first person I heard talking about that was, again, I just got 444, Dr. Elam Bay. And he was talking about how that is the building blocks. That's the base of your DNA. That is the building blocks of everything in the universe, all right? That's the base for the animals, the plant kingdom, and everything. It's just that their ATCG is in a different order. The ATCG is for the human DNA, right? So when you see 444 on the clock, right? The number 4 comes first, and it's separated by 2 colons. And then you have the 44 combination. So the 2 colons signify and represent the masculine and the feminine. It represents the other foundation of God. The number 2 representing the masculine and the feminine principle. The first number 4 represents the ATCG, and then the 44 after that colon represents the number 8, represents the 4 masculine, or masculine energy coming from your father, the spermatozoa, and then the 4 feminine coming from the oocytes of your mother. Okay, so that's what the 444 means. The first 4, ATCG, that colon in between the numbers represents the masculine and the feminine principle, and then the 44 represents the Ogdod, which is what they the sacred 8, gods, deities, which is again our DNA. It's really our DNA. It's God's DNA. So I wanted to break that down. Now I'm gonna break down 444 a little bit more, right? Okay, and I'm gonna tie it to the number 3 and the number 12, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. You want to hit, go. All right. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is what number? The number 12. So then you get the number 12, which ties you to the 12 zodiac signs. And then if you tie it into pregnancy to a woman has, before I get into pregnancy, let me also break down the number 12. So tied it to the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 disciples, the 12 disciplines, so on and so forth, right? Dr. L. Bay talks about the 12 cranial nerves that are in your head as well. You can tie it to that. And then there are other codes of 12 in our DNA. There are other codes of 4 in our DNA. It's codes of 3 in our DNA. It's codes of 7 in DNA, because that's God's DNA. Now, breaking down the number 12, 1 plus 2 equals what, my loves? 3. So the number 3. The number 3 then ties to the Father, the Mother, and the Son, the Holy Trinity, all right? And the number 3 also ties to the woman having 3 trimesters when she's pregnant, all right? The number 12 ties to each one of those trimesters being equivalent to 12 weeks. Sometimes they say 13, but that brings you back to the number 4 as well. The number 4 ties into the 4 seasons. So the ATCG also represents the 4 seasons. All right, I'm not talking about the hotel. I'm talking about ATCG, Adenine, Thymine, now I can get it out. Cytosine or something like that. Don't quote me, because this is me giving y'all new information, and I'm walking and crossing the street right now. And then guanine, which also has a 9 in it. So that is literally what those numbers mean. It is meaning that the ancestors are with you. Your ancient DNA has been activated. So when you see all of these quote unquote celebrities, Drake and stuff like that, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Beyonce being coded with that 44, Rihanna being coded with that 44, it means that they're following their divine plan. They're following their DNA. They're following their ancestral line and lineage, and that's why they're quote-unquote superstars or supernovas. So if you're following the divine plan of God, then the ancestors are going to stamp you with that 44. Okay? So that again, it goes to show you that they are following their divine plan, and so there's no reason to be, upset at them or say that they're not doing, they're not conscious, they're not this, they bringing down the vibrations. Listen, we had to tear ourselves down in order to build ourselves back up. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to build ourselves back up to God status. Another thing I wanted to add to that is that let me breathe, because again, like I said, I have recorded this video already. I was walking, I was getting it, I was having a good time. But another thing I want to add to that is that the number 444 is sacred, just like this body is sacred. The number 4 is sacred, just like this body is sacred. The number 3 is sacred, just like this body is sacred. So we need to work on not demonizing. Let me not use demonize, because demon is a genius, okay? We need to work on not villainizing our physical vehicles, because this is still the body of God. It is sacred geometry. The woman's womb is sacred geometry. You know, the woman's breast, sacred geometry. Our asses, sacred geometry. All of that is sacred geometry, and it all has a base and a foundation in the number 4. So when we know better, we do better. So now that I shared that information with you guys, I feel better. My other video was like 27 minutes. I just got 1044, and I actually know what that number means. Like, just learning what 44 means, then learning what 444 means, I was able to get a better understanding of why I kept seeing the number 1044. So I was seeing 1044. I see 1044 because let's talk about the number 10. 10 is the number of the deity. 10 is the number of the gods. 10 is the number, is actually Malkuth. 10 is Malkuth on the Kabbalistic tree of life. And this is the kingdom. All right, this is the kingdom of the gods, where we are right now. And Shouty is a 10. A 10, Shouty, you a 10. A 10, oh yeah. Yeah, Shouty's a 10. Shouty's a god. Shouty's a goddess. She a 10, she a dime. That's why I say, even in our ignorance, we are still being God, okay? And so that's why there's no need to like down anybody. So yeah, that means that the number 10 is telling me to tap into my God shit. You know, tap into my God shit I'm pulling from my foundation to 44. You know? So like I said, all of those quote unquote celebrities were Brother Blue Pill. Shout out Blue Pill, because Blue Pill, I'm gonna tell you right now how the universe works. The universe told me to go to the universe that's conspiring. My spirit told me to go to the universe that's conspiring, because I needed to connect with his energy in order for me to accelerate this information, because realize that we are all connected, we are all one, we are all different images of God, and we are interacting with ourselves in these different images. All right, just, you know, that's really what it is we're all one. It's just like how I said that the egg is fertilized by the sperm, so those two come together and they create that one, that baby. Out of one comes many, though that one cell divides into many cells. Well, actually divides into 8, but the 8 still creates all these other cells. Even though these other cells they will change, they can be encoded into other things. They're not the quote unquote original, but they're still pulling from the original. They still have that original energy and original DNA in it. However, it can take on other forms. It can transform into other things. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, the 44 was speaking to me, and I got an answer. You know, ask and you shall receive, my loves, you know. And yeah, just be aware of everything around you, because everything is all this symbolism and stuff. When I was recording the other video, I walked by this house, and this house had the number 888. And 888 is the Christ number. That's that Christ consciousness. And so the universe was telling me, you're tapping into that Christ consciousness. You're tapping into like your higher self. You're tapping into, you know, the higher realms of thinking. You've gone deep. And speaking of going deep, my name, my YouTube name is Knowledge Butterfly. Knowledge is on the tree of life, the Sephira, Doth. Doth means knowledge. All right. And so that means that my name means that I go into Doth. I go to get that knowledge. I go and seek that knowledge. And then a butterfly is transformation. I use that knowledge for my own transformation. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, to transform others as well, help to transform others as well, because only you can truly transform yourself. Only you can turn this knowledge into wisdom and understanding. Only you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's by working on yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. But like I said, I have a second video. In the second video, it actually was done before this video, because I had already done this video, you know. But everything is divine, and everything happens for a reason and a season, as Bob Marley said. Everything in life has a purpose. Find its reason in every season. And it's Three Little Birds song. Find a reason. Don't just look at something and be like, what is it there for? Just like I was talking about the dandelions and the white cloves. I had recorded in my first video. Most people, we've been told that those are weeds, like they don't have a purpose, but it has a purpose. White clove that you see that grows in the clover fields or clover patches, that white clove is good for cleaning out your blood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people who be dealing with like blood issues and blood clots, your ass should be drinking white clove. You should be going and pick that shit out the ground and drinking that to help your blood, thin your blood. And you know, like the dandelion, like I said, you can check that out in the other video that I did. But not everything has a purpose, my loves. You have a purpose. You have a reason. So when you start looking for the purpose in everything else, you start finding the purpose that is within yourself, and what you're really here for, what you're really here to do. And I know I'm here to spread the word, spread this knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and spread that to the people. And that's what I'm doing, because as it is given to me, you know, I gift it and give it to you. And definitely it is a gift, because I didn't graduate from a college. So, you know, anybody's college. I went to Clark Atlanta for 1 semester, if it was a full semester. And I was like, this shit ain't for me. This shit ain't for me, getting in any so-called debt for anybody for this education. And I wasn't interested in that. And I realized, shit, high school and all that other shit, I did it for my parents. I did it to make them happy, but it wasn't that it made me happy. So why would I continue to do something and then have to pay for it, and I don't like it? So yeah, so none of that like formal college education and getting that 1 degree. I want the whole 360 degrees, my loves. I want that number 9. That number 9 is divine. That number 9 is divine because that's the makeup of the whole universe, that number. And so anybody who's actually, that's getting into, I'm not gonna get into this numerology and people born on the 9th day, and people with a 9 card, like how that plays into, you know, your life or whatever. I'll actually wind up doing more videos about that type of stuff, because that is where my spirit is going right now. So I just go, like, you go with the flow. Wherever your spirit is taking you, that's where you go. And then you are going to find exactly where you're supposed to be doing right now in this divine path. We don't have to know exactly what we're supposed to be doing, but you have to start somewhere in order for you to get where you're supposed to be. So just start it. Don't make excuses. I was making excuses saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't do a card reading right now because I need to learn more information. How much more information you need to read, child? That's what my mama them was saying. That's what them ancestors was saying. You don't need to read nothing else. You've read so much information. When you need to read something else and take it in, you will. But right now, you need to activate that stuff you've already read. All right. So, yeah, that's it, guys. The number 44 and the number 444. What that shit really mean and how it ties to you, how it ties to our ancient DNA and our ancestors. It's who we are. You can't get away from it. And when you see that number 444, it is speaking to you. That's your DNA and your ancestors speaking to you, and they're trying to either tell you that to keep going, one, that they're there with you, so they got your back, you know what I'm saying, and two, that, you know, it's encoded in your DNA. You already got this. So just, you know, do what you do, meaning be your whole unique, beautiful self. You are who you are for a reason. You're not here for happenstance. You're not here because you were a quote unquote accident, because some parents try to tell the children they were accidents. Nobody's a fucking accident. There's no such thing as a fucking accident. Nothing in this universe is done by accident. All right. You are, and another thing the universe told me is that we are the Big Bang. When our parents, when that cell, or when that egg met the sperm and they made that one cell, they exploded into other cells, creating the flower of life. That is the motherfucking Big Bang within us. All right, that is the Big Bang that is within our mother when we are conceived in her womb, which is the universe for us at that time. You know what I'm saying? And develops into, you know, the primordial 8 cells. So that's what it's all about. So shout out to Blue Pillar, shout out brother, because connecting with his energy, both of our I think it's called toroidal fields. Dan Winter talks about that. Shout out to Universal Frequencies for putting me on a Dan Winter, but he talks about that We each have it, and it stems from our heart chakra. That's why you have to live in bliss. That's why you have to be happy within yourself, because then you open up and you actually accelerate your field, so you're actually able to pull from the heavens, and you're able to pull from within yourself, which is pulling from the ancestors, your ancestor DNA, and get this information and get this life, because all of this is life. So yeah, shout out to him. And I know I'm not for certain where he is on his 444 journey, because he did also post something about on his page about that total solar eclipse. Let me talk about that a little bit. He posts about the total, before I go back to the house, he posts about the total solar eclipse happening at 4:44 p.m. Again, that was the ancestor saying, this is me, bitch. This is me, bitch. I did this. I'm Rick James, bitch. Shout out to King Simon, because he's born on the same day as Rick James. And I said that to him, and he was like, well, I wasn't gonna say the bitch. I was like, well, you know, a bitch is a witch. So he's like, okay, I'm just saying I'm Rick James witch. I say, you do you, brother, whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, so wherever he is in his journey, blue pillar, but that's really what it is. That's what it's about. That's what the 44 means. That's what the 444 means. It literally means that's our ancestral DNA, and the person who is in the spotlight, if they're encoded with it, that means they have tapped into their ancestral DNA, and that is why they are a supernova and a superstar. And really quick to touch on the total solar eclipse and that 444, that was going back into conception. So that's like the moon and the sun having sex. That is them being intimate. And so the moon and the sun are connecting, and they create that one cell, and that is inseminated in us, and then we're starting to birth out this this information. The thing about it, we're just so used to thinking about the birthing process for that 9 months, but it don't take 9 months for this information. When it's inseminated in us, that baby is born, honey, and that's why I'm giving this information out. So yeah, like I said, shout out to Blue Pillar. Us connecting, that's why I had to go, because I was supposed to put out this 444 information. He has done a whole bunch of research on it. He got a whole bunch of slides about it showing the proof of the 444, and I'm here just telling you where the foundation, where the root of it is. The root of it stems in the mother and the father. It stems in the mother and the father, the 444. The 44 stems with the, like I said, the primordial cells. So I'm so happy I got that out, y'all. Even though, like I said, I had did my other video, I was all excited and happy. But even when I was about to record this video, I was excited. I was like, oh, I gotta get this information out. I'm so ready to get it out. Like, it was just like about to explode out of me, y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video on this note, guys. Definitely appreciate you guys from tuning in to my channel, to my frequency, and getting this information, getting this food, because I'm feeding y'all food, you know what I'm saying? And I love doing it. I love sharing new information with you guys. I love sharing myself with you guys and my journey and where I am. I just really love all of this shit, you know, because learning about who I am, which also translates into who we are, it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So shout out yourselves. Like I said in my other video, big up yourself, you know. But anywho's, guys, like I said, I'm going to end the video on this note. If you want to subscribe, you can click on the button in the video. In my description box, I have my Instagram and Facebook links, so you can follow me on both of those. Stay connected with me that way. And also, if you want to send me a love donation, I am open to receive. My heart is open. So you can send that through my Cash App or my PayPal, you know, either one. But feel free to like this video. Feel free to share this video. But yeah, this is that ancient knowledge coming back. This is the great old ones coming back. That means it's our DNA coming back online. We're activating things that have been dormant in ourselves because we have been ignorant of it. You know, we had been ignorant of who we were. We were trying to be something that we were not, and so therefore we could not tap into it. We caused it to become dormant. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to share the information with you guys. I love you so much. Peace.